Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to another Mili reaction. Today we have Victim. It's also a collaboration with someone named FUZI. I believe it's FUZI. It might be FUZI. But either way, this one was requested by Panduaji in the comments of the last video, so I'm going to hear what this has in store. They said it was good and that I would love it, but that's kind of what everyone always says. So it's Mili though. You know what? Like, I haven't had a bad Mili song, so I'm expecting I'll like it too. But I won't know if I don't listen. So without further ado, let's go! Ooh, they got fancy subtitles. Oh, they're like baked in. Wait a minute. There we go. That doesn't always happen when they have them baked in. What just happened to me? This one's weird. Hold on. I'm gonna turn it up for myself just because I feel like I'm hearing something. Something different. Yeah. There's like this buzzing in there. They're being sneaky with the sound design here. Ooh. Oh, the change up. What the hell? God. Yamato, your piano parts, for real. The chord choices are insane every single time. They're so beautiful. They've got just the perfect evolution of tension in there. I know exactly when to let it go and to withhold it. The neat little drum fill in there. Not complex, just well put, well placed. Okay. The tragedy on this one is stronger than I've heard recently from them, at least. And as always, the music is reflecting that so well. Ah. Oh. Lifted it up, added some tension back in, resolved it with that final note. Come on, dude. Every single time with Mili, every single time Yamato Kasai touches a piano, beauty is born out of it. So before I get into the lyrics or the music itself, I want to mention earlier when I was doing the reaction and I had that moment where I was like, what am I hearing? I was basically hearing a little bit of extra detail in the sound design, some subtleties in there, like some extra noise and just layering some stuff way in the background that's just supposed to be texture, but it added something to the vibe and I could feel that even though I couldn't hear it too clearly, hence me turning it up. I wanted to see what that was or if it would come back, and And it did, luckily, so I could hear it again, but it was just so subtle in there. And then I don't think it ever came back after that. So that was really intriguing. I'm not entirely sure if that had anything specifically to do with the story. It didn't seem like it really did. It seemed like it was just thrown in there for the sake of being extra texture, which is perfectly fine, especially when you're getting into the grander scheme of making a song and having enough sound taking up certain areas in order to like kind of clue the ear in certain frequencies to just add little details. It basically sounds like gobbledygook when I say it like that, but there is reason to put things like that in there that are psychological or very subtle, and you might not notice it because it's very subtextual. But the general point is that I heard it and I couldn't quite tell what I was hearing, and that's why I had to turn it up. So if that seemed weird to anybody who was listening to it at full volume and you were like, why is he turning it up there? It was just on my side. I had my headphones down a little too low for this mix, and while I was hearing the song fine, little subtleties like that were getting lost for me. But I'm glad I turned it up because it allowed me to understand the composition a little bit better. I could clue into some other things that were going on and the way that it was making me feel throughout the reaction. And just like I said at the end, every single time Yamato Kasai touches a piano, beauty is born. A child of music has been born in this world every single time. This is a beautiful composition that balances, again, I talk about balance all the time here, but especially with Mili, the way that they balanced everything having very bright and almost prideful chords, like a lot of major chords here, but every single time you felt like you were reaching the apex of a major movement and a scaling up of the energy, something that was just lifting that energy, that bravado that the song had. It was always challenged by some other sort of minor fall back into it or some other tension. Like he would throw in something weird like a seventh. And I love that Yamato Kasai is not afraid of getting super technical with his piano writing in any of the Mili songs, because it's stuff like this that makes me go, ooh, because you can go anywhere when you do that. I've talked about that a lot on this channel as well. The fact that if you do things like sevenths and you borrow things, you add seven or anything with a standard chord of any key, it just works, that you can take that and adding that extra note or two, whatever you do, you can add a blue note, make it jazzy, whatever the hell you want to do for it, music theory be damned, you can open up an entirely new line of chords to borrow from because they're all transitional. Basically, the way that Yamato Kasai writes is entirely fluid, like it's water. Every single time he writes something, he throws in something like that, and usually it would be like, oh, why is that in there? Something's changing, but the mood of a Mili song almost never settles on a point. There are a few of them that do, but almost every single one of their like personal tracks like these just do not settle down. They never just go, oh, here's your key, here's your relative major or minor, let's just borrow from those and call it good like everyone else does when they write a song. It's safer to do that, but Yamato Kasai just bapping around on the keyboard just like crazy, always allowing there to be a flow to something else, a potential to go somewhere that you were never expecting. And that also means that the listener doesn't get the chance to really predict what the song is going to be doing next, because you never get the opportunity to predict what's about to happen when there's so many keys and notes being played in such a rapid succession. It's like you have no idea. You can always take a guess, but he could go anywhere with that. So it's really hard to just guess accurately at what Yamato Kasai or any of their songs are going to be doing. And I think that that adds to the story on this song. This song feels like it's somebody, I mean, the lyrics were there too, but it really seems like somebody who's trying to justify who they've become. Like there were things in there like a stolen light from the moon, like we worship that, and then other mentions in there of just like the I'm alone, I'm complete. Like that's a very contradictive sentiment. It's very paradoxical. You can't be alone and be complete, right? Like there has to be more to that, unless being alone is part of the completion. And in that solo experience and in what they've become, they feel a sense of belonging, you know, like the moon, for example, this giant celestial body sitting in the sky that is entirely alone, and it's just up there, and it's stealing the way that we are able to see it from another body that is arguably more powerful and has more energy. So there's a lot of that going on in this this song. And this character seems to be both annoyed by that, but also coming to terms with that. I don't really get it, but I think that that contradictory personality is a part of it. I don't know what the story is here. I assume this has something to do with the whole collaboration with FUZI. I did check the description and saw that it was based on a story of theirs, so I don't know if that's like they're an animator or something where they hired Mili to make a theme for their characters, something like that. It totally could be, probably is, would not be surprised with Mili, but at the same time, I'm not positive, and not knowing also makes it a lot harder to guess stuff like that when Mili's lyricism is already so poetically vague that you really can't guess unless you know the backstories. It's hard to pinpoint what some of the lyricism is supposed to be portraying and conveying to you. So it's just a little difficult, but that doesn't mean that it's bad. It just means that I am lacking in the information that I would need to guess a little bit more accurately, but hopefully I'm in the ballpark with what I said there. And again, the music of this one, just always Yamato Kasai's piano work, just amazing compositional awareness, the full freedom. It's like hearing somebody play freeform jazz, but like in the Baroque period. It's like, are you gonna be done? It's very classical and beautiful. Where are you going next? You don't know. It's jazzy. It's just, you can't tell where freeform jazz is gonna go any more than you can tell where this is gonna go, but this is in that classical form music that's a lot more beautified. It has the strings in it. Those are great for this song too. Again, it just adds to that bravado, that energy. It makes it almost feel pompous, which adds to that character and my guess about how their personality is. Maybe they're prideful of this. Maybe there's a little bit of a regret in the back of their mind. It could be so many things, but I only have so much information. So again, hopefully I'm in the right ballpark with that. But if I'm not, let me know down in the comments below as always. Or if you have another song you want me to get to, by all means leave that in the comments below and I will do my best as always to get to those. Or if you don't want to do any of that and maybe you just want to follow me and support me for more stuff coming in the future, you know how to do all that, and I will see all of you in the next video. Goodbye!